Success and failure. We think we understand these concepts, but what if I told you that everything you know about rising to the top and falling from grace is based on outdated ideas? Today we're diving into a book that's challenging our notions of what it means to truly succeed in life.
Oh, now you've got me intrigued. What book are we talking about?
We're exploring Rise and Fall by Dr. Jonathan Toomer. It's a fascinating deep dive into the dynamics of success and failure, and let me tell you, it's not your typical self-help book. Toomer really challenges our preconceptions about what drives success and what leads to failure.
That sounds intriguing. What struck you most about Toomer's approach?
Well, right off the bat, Toomer frames success not just as a product of talent or circumstances, but as a result of personal choices and thoughts. It's a refreshing take that puts the ball in our court. You know what I mean?
That's an interesting perspective. So he's saying we have more control over our success than we might think?
Exactly. But here's where it gets really interesting. Toomer ties this idea to something deeper, living in alignment with God's will to fulfill our purpose. It's not just about using time wisely, but about using it for the right reasons. He even warns about the dangers of pursuing power without divine guidance.
Oh, that's quite a spiritual angle. How does he balance that with more practical advice?
Well, that's the thing. He weaves together spiritual and practical insights throughout the book. For example, he talks about the importance of understanding our roots and the dangers of pride, but he also gives concrete advice on developing competence and building relationships.
Interesting. Can you give me an example of how he blends these spiritual and practical elements?
Sure thing. Take his law of relationships, for instance. Toomer argues that building and maintaining quality relationships is crucial for success. He says, and I quote, "Your network determines your net worth." But he also ties this to spiritual principles, suggesting that honouring others and maintaining integrity are key to cultivating favour.
That's a unique blend of practical networking advice and spiritual guidance. What other laws does he discuss?
Oh, he's got quite a few. There's the law of value, which is all about recognising and developing your unique value to attract opportunities. Then there's the law of excellence, which pushes for pursuing excellence in all endeavours. But my favourite is probably the law of the mind.
The law of the mind? What's that about?
Well, Toomer argues that our mind governs our reality. He breaks it down into the conscious and subconscious mind, explaining how both play crucial roles in shaping our behaviour and reality. It's fascinating stuff, really makes you think about the power of our thoughts.
That does sound intriguing. But I'm curious, how does Toomer address failure in all of this?
Great question. Toomer sees failure as a necessary part of the journey to success. He identifies several reasons for human failure, including lack of confidence, conformity, and not understanding one's roots. But here's the kicker: he emphasises that awareness of these issues is crucial for finding solutions.
So he's saying that understanding why we fail is the first step to overcoming failure.
Exactly. And he goes even further. Toomer argues that making excuses reflects a refusal to take responsibility. He really hammers home the importance of accountability in personal growth.
That's a tough pill to swallow for many, I'd imagine. How does he suggest people overcome this tendency to make excuses?
Well, he emphasises the power of mentorship. Toomer argues that having mentors is crucial for gaining wisdom and avoiding the pitfalls of trial and error. He says, "Stand on the shoulders of giants to see further than you could on your own."
That's a powerful metaphor. It reminds me of Isaac Newton's famous quote.
Absolutely. Toomer's big on drawing from timeless wisdom, but he also adds modern context. For example, he talks about the importance of adaptability in our fast-paced world. He argues that the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is essential for success.
That makes sense. In today's rapidly changing world, being able to pivot quickly is crucial. Does Toomer offer any practical advice on how to develop this adaptability?
Yes, he does. He suggests exposing yourself to new ideas and experiences regularly. He also emphasises the importance of continuous learning. But here's where it gets interesting. He ties this back to his spiritual perspective, arguing that true adaptability comes from aligning with God's will and purpose for your life.
That's an unexpected connection. How do you think this blend of practical and spiritual advice might resonate with different readers?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I think some readers will find the spiritual aspects inspiring and comforting, while others might feel it's not relevant to their worldview. But even if you don't connect with the spiritual elements, there's still a lot of practical wisdom to be gained.
That's a fair point. As we wrap up, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from Rise and Fall?
I'd say the biggest takeaway is that success is a multifaceted journey influenced by personal choices, relationships, faith, and the commitment to continuous growth and excellence. Chuma really drives home the point that we have more control over our lives than we often realize.
That's a powerful message, and it seems like Chuma offers a unique perspective by blending practical advice with spiritual insights.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think that's what makes this book stand out in the crowded self-help market. It's not just about quick fixes or life hacks. It's about deep, meaningful change that touches every aspect of your life.
Well, it certainly sounds like a thought-provoking read. Any final thoughts as we close out our discussion?
Yeah, I think Rise and Fall serves as a powerful reminder that our lives are not static. We're always in a process of rising or falling, and it's up to us to guide that process. As Chuma might say, your next choice could be the one that changes everything.
That's a great note to end on. Thanks for this fascinating discussion.
Thank you. And to our listeners, we hope this discussion has inspired you to reflect on your own journey. Remember, whether you're rising or falling, there's always an opportunity for growth and transformation. Until next time, keep rising, keep learning, and keep pushing forward on your path to success.